Hello and welcome to my podcast, the show that empowers women to take control of their health, fitness, and mindset, especially through the transitions of midlife. My name's Emma Souza. I'm your host and women's health and fitness coach. And today we're diving into a topic that can truly transform your life. We're discussing why lifting weights in your 40s and beyond is one of the best things you can do for your body and for your future self. And if you've ever thought, I'm too old to start lifting or weights are only for bodybuilders, then this episode is for you. So let's deep dive into it. So, why does it matter now more than ever? Well, as we enter our 40s and 50s, our bodies start to shift. We all know that. Hormones begin to fluctuate, hello perimenopause, and with that comes some muscle loss. Our metabolism changes, and we get changes in our bone density. And here's the thing. Resistance training, and in particular heavy lifting, directly combats all of these changes. So let's address them one by one. So first of all, muscle mass. After 30, we start losing muscle mass naturally, unless we're doing something to combat that. So up to 3 to 5% per decade if we don't strength train. That's not just a cosmetic issue. Muscle is metabolically active, which means the more you have, the more energy your body burns at rest, and the more places you have to store glycogen. The second one, bone health, super important as we get older as women. Weight training strengthens your bones, reducing the risk of osteopenia and osteoporosis, which is a major concern for women of this age. And it has been proven, scientifically proven, that it doesn't just slow and stop the progress of osteoporosis, it actually can reverse it. So it's really, really important. Joint health and posture is also really important as we get older. And strength training improves our joint stability, our alignment, our posture, which can reduce those nagging aches and pains that we all seem to get when we hit our 40s and that tend to show up as we age. And of course, not forgetting a really important one, mental health. It's not just your body that benefits. Strength training reduces anxiety, boosts confidence, and supports cognitive function, amongst so many other important things. But for mental health, there's nothing to beat it. So a really important thing to focus on is how to train safely, because one of the biggest fears I hear from women in their 40s is that they don't want to get injured and they don't know where to start. So my advice to you, if you've never trained before, or perhaps you're going back to training after some years out, is start with the basics. You don't need fancy equipment. Mastering body weight movements like squats, lunges, push-ups, rows, it builds a really strong foundation. You don't need to join a gym and start pumping heavy iron straight away. Start with the basics. Use progressive overload, and this means that you gradually increase the resistance or the reps over time. There's loads of ways you can do this. It's lifting heavier weights, slowing the tempo down, doing higher reps. It depends on what the equipment you've got, where you're training, and also how your body's reacting. It's how your muscles adapt and grow safely. A really, really important one, form first, always. Perfect form. So working with a coach or following a structured program that teaches you proper technique, it's so important. I see so many people in the gym with bad technique, whether that's jerking heavy weights, arching the lower back when they shouldn't be. Injuries usually come from poor form. Or another one, and I've been guilty of this, is ego lifting. It's not from the actual lifting itself, it's from doing it incorrectly or just lifting too heavy too soon. So it is worth getting a professional to check your form out initially, and then you can progress on your own once you have good form. A really big one, and one that's often neglected, is recovery. It's really, really key. So at any age, but in particular in your 40s, rest and recovery becomes an even more important thing. That includes good sleep, proper nutrition, mobility work, and taking rest days. It's not like, killing yourself every day. The rest days are as important as the workout days. And actually, our muscles grow while our bodies are resting. In the gym, you're just causing a little bit of stress to the muscles, but it's when you're resting that the muscles are growing. So it's super, super important that you focus on recovery. And strength training, it doesn't mean high intensity all the time. There's a difference between strength training and high intensity workouts. You don't need to leave the gym wrecked every time. Focus on quality of movement and consistency. Consistency is absolutely key. Doing it regularly over and over again. You don't have to be perfect every time. You don't have to be super heavy every time, but you do have to be consistent. And remember, strength training is actually really scalable. So whether you're just starting out or you've trained before, it can be adapted to meet wherever you are in this stage of life. And I guess the thing that I want to say is just don't fear it. Just start something, because once you start, trust me, you're not going to want to stop. So let's break down some of the barriers, some of the negative thoughts that I hear from women over and over again. Let's talk about mindset and the myths that hold some of you back. A lot of women say, I don't want to get bulky though. The truth is that women, we don't produce enough testosterone to build large muscle mass without extreme effort and really focused specific training. So you're never ever going to get bulky. What you will get is toned, lean, and strong. So when you come to me and say, I just want to be toned and lean and strong, that's what you're going to be doing by lifting heavy weight. You're not going to get bulky. You're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that is one of the biggest myths I hear. Another one that I hear often, it's too late for me to start. I'm too old. The truth is, scientific studies show that women in their 60s, 70s, even their 80s and 90s can build strength and muscle. Sure, it's harder as you get older, but it's never too late. So starting in your 40s is not only not too late, it's actually the perfect time. And another one I hear a lot is, I've never lifted weights before. Well, that's okay, because everyone starts somewhere and you don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Changing your mindset from I can't to I'm open to learning opens the door to growth, not just in the gym, but in all things in life. It's that can-do attitude that really, really counts. And let me just say this, strength training, honestly, it builds more than just muscle. It builds so much confidence, builds resilience, and it builds a version of you that can carry your own groceries, keep up with your kids and your grandkids, and move you through life with energy and ease. And that is so powerful. You know, it's all about, I bang on about it a lot, but it's all about thinking 10, 20, 30 years down the line, when you're perhaps an older person, you know, being able to live a full and active life and being able to do the basic things in life that you just take for granted now. It's really, really important. So if you've been kind of nodding along and thinking, oh, I really need to start this, then this is your invitation. Here's what I want you to do next. I want you to pick up some dumbbells, or even just use your body weight and start with 2 sessions a week. That's it. 2 sessions. You can do 2 sessions of 20, 30 minutes. That's it. And if you need support, you can reach out to me. I will answer any questions, help you along the way. But if you're a complete beginner and ready to take things to the next level, just make a start. It doesn't matter how small, it's so important. Just start. And if you want some help for free, just ping me a message below and I will send you something for free about how to get started with strength training in your 40s. No catch, no agenda, just something that will help you out, because you deserve to feel strong, capable, and confident in your body, not just now in your 40s and 50s, but for decades to come. So that's it. That's all I really have to say. It's a quick one today, but I just think it's really important that we get away from all these negative thoughts about we're too old, we're going to get injured, etc., etc. I've done it in the past. I remember before I started running, I used to say, oh, I could never start running. I've got dodgy knees. actually running improved my knees. When I stepped into the gym a month before my 50th birthday, I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this. I could barely lift a couple of 2 kg dumbbells, which is ridiculous compared to what I'm doing now, 3.5 years later. It's all about patience and progression. Be patient, because strength training isn't a quick fix. It's a lifelong journey. And it's something that the longer you do it, the more you improve, the better your stability will be, your mental health will be, your body will be, the better everything will be. So just stick with it. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to be consistent. So whatever it is that you decide to do, 2, 3 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever, start where you can manage and just carry on and progress as you get more confident and better at what you're doing. So if you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and leave a review or a like. It really helps spread the message. And until next time, stay strong, live smart, and remember, your 40s are just the beginning. See you soon.